Why did you do it, mother? Meg Sabotage royal act hinder Archie and Lilibet future. Grasp all, lose all. Meghan Markle has appeared to make a fresh dig at the royal family with a remark about expectations for the future of her children Archie and Lilibet. Markle spoke to Variety for a new cover story about her life in Montecito, California, with her husband Prince Harry and their two children, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet. Children whose parents have very different backgrounds. Prince Harry, of course, grew up as the second son to the heir to the throne, while Markle grew up in Los Angeles in the heart of the entertainment industry. And what would she do if her children chose to work in that same industry in 10 or 15 years? She would never keep son Archie or daughter Lilibet from chasing their dreams. I would say great, Markle told Variety. When you become a parent, you genuinely want your kids to find the things that bring them complete joy. They're our kids, obviously, and they're part of a legacy and a tradition and a family that will have other expectations. But I want them to be able to carve out their own path. If it's the entertainment industry, great. And also, good luck. Archie and Lilibet are also in a unique position as members of the royal family and grandchildren of the King of England, which Markle understands might factor into the way people view them as adults. There are so many people that will talk about what opened the door for my children, she told Variety. But it still takes talent and a lot of grit. Creating multidimensional, interesting, kind, creative people. That's who our kids are. Elsewhere in the interview, Meghan opened up about the Queen's death for the first time, admitting it was a complicated time for the family, while also sharing Prince Harry's emotional remark about his grandmother's death. Speaking for a cover story in the latest edition of the magazine, she also reflected on the time she spent with the monarch, who died on the 8th of September, and revealed how the royal family are coping with the loss. In her latest podcast, the Duchess of Sussex also got candid about her hopes for her daughter Lilibet Mountbatten Windsor's future. As reported by OK, the Duchess of Sussex opened up to Paris about the negative connotation that she perceives the word bimbo to have. Meghan, who elsewhere in the podcast talked about feeling objectified as a briefcase model at a former job, explained how she wants daughters, including her own, to aspire to be smart. Meghan told Paris, "I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this idea, because when I hear the word bimbo, I have a very negative connotation to it. I don't see that as an aspirational thing for a woman. I want our daughters to aspire to be slightly higher," she continued. In both the Archetypes and the Variety interview, Markle reflected on how she never felt like she was the pretty one, and always identified as the smart one. Speaking on the podcast, she said, "No one cared if I came to the party," and reflected on her childhood crush named Chris. "I couldn't get Chris to look in my direction. You know, those are the things that sort of inform how you go. Okay, well, if I could be prettier, or if I could be funnier, but again, that's angling constantly as a woman to try to be something that is desirable.